Montego Glover, thank you so much for coming, first and foremost.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me, really.
Yeah, I really do appreciate it.
Of course.
Anyway, I always like to start from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so where were you born?
I was born in Macon, Georgia.
Macon, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
The Georgia girl. My family's from Augusta.
Okay, so not terribly far away. Yeah, born in Macon, Georgia. Mom and dad both went to high school. Whole family's there. And then raised in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh.
Yeah, moved to Tennessee when I was probably about 2 years old. My father was on scholarship.
Okay.
Athletic scholarship at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. And that is how I came to be raised there.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Brothers, sisters?
Yes, yes. 3 younger sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so you're like the big sis.
Yes, they're great.
Okay, when did music enter the picture?
Oh, music has always been in the picture.
Okay.
Being born and raised in the South, and church-going families, it's always there. It was never not there. So, everybody in the family can sing because we sing around the house, or you sing in church, and music is around. I think thinking of music as a career possibility didn't really come into play until late in high school, when I discovered the music theater as an art form. I was like, oh, this is an actual job.
Because it's interesting, you went the route of music theater, and other people always go the route when you say music, they want to be pop stars.
Sure.
Did you ever have that inclination at any point?
Never, ever, not even once. And actually, music in theater was a surprise. I really only wanted to be an actress in the theater. The music was a total surprise. And even more of a surprise that there was an art form that allowed you to put things together, music and acting together.
Which is?
Music theater.
Yeah, because, I went the route of, the music. And I did one play that was like my debut and swan song.
A little twofer for you?
Ooh, baby.
Were you just worn out?
I can sing for 2 hours straight.
Right, no problem.
But don't ask me to talk.
Just all the gabbing.
The dialogue is fierce.
All the gabbing.
And I think that you can see in my mind the words. What are the words? What are the words? Oh my God, I can't do this. It's too much stress.
It is. It's its own kind of, stressy thing, And I also realized that there's that phrase, you play your strengths, or there are things you are naturally good at or have a natural inclination for. I think language has always been sort of in me in a way. So I've gravitated to language. So lyrics in songs or words in text. My mom is an avid reader. So books were always in the house.
Right.
We were encouraged to read. I had my own collection of books as a child. I keep a library at home, that kind of thing. So just, it was...
You have a good memory.
And which is a muscle, but yes.
Yeah, because I was
natural
like...
inclination. You're like, no, what is it?
Well, you know what it was like for me? And I can only imagine when the curtain goes up. To me, it's like a roller coaster that you can't stop until it gets to the end.
Correct. In the theater, that is correct.
Yeah, and that's frightening.
It is?
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Is it?
Yes.
Not exhilarating?
No.
No.
It was scary.
It is. It can be like...
Because also there's a great heaviness to... If you say the wrong thing, you could throw this whole thing into, take it to a whole nother scene.
Yes.
By just 1 or 2 words.
Yes, it happens.
And I did that in the dress rehearsal.
It happens. That's rehearsal. That's what it's for.
Yeah, but
work out the order.
Well, that just traumatized me even more.
It can be very traumatizing also.
I just ruined these people's play.
Oh, gosh. What I love about it is that the continuum of live performance, whether it be like a concert or, piece of theater or otherwise, the continuum is exciting and has its own kind of rhythm. And it's something you have to really understand and lean into as a participating member.
Right.
But if you don't develop the skill of entering the continuum, it can get away from you.
And I mean...
It can get away from you. It can get away from you. And it's a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
I say all the time, downbeat is downbeat. We're going to go.
Yeah.
Especially for projects that are sung through. Opera is sung through.
Right.
I've worked on pieces of theater that have music that are sung through. So we're inside meter all the time, inside musical time all the time.
And like, for instance, with Gypsy,
Mm-hmm.
where did you find, how did you embody that? Like, meaning, because it's words, it's music, it's a whole dynamic of things going on in that play.
Mm-hmm.
It's intense, pretty well. Also, Audra made it very intense, and you know, you're in those shoes,
Mm-hmm.
and that wasn't frightening to you?
Not in the way of terror.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first thing to understand, at least I would put forward, is that the skill set has to be there.
Right.
If you're not actually if you don't actually have a developed skill set to handle
Mm-hmm.
that amount of work,
Mm-hmm.
then it's going to be overly daunting. Do you know what I mean? In a way
Sure.
that might actually consume you and not turn out very well.
Mm-hmm.
One. So knowing what my process was and how to receive Rose and break her down
Mm-hmm.
so that I could build my own Rose. And what's great about, for example, alternating the role with Audra is that she built a Rose around what she saw
Mm-hmm.
in the text and in the music and in the world of the play.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the very same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're very different,
Yes.
but they both exist,
Yes.
actually remarkably beautifully together.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's impressive.
Thank you.
No, like I said, because it's one thing, like, to have the dialogue,
Mm-hmm.
but then to have to compound it with the music and the emotion
Mm-hmm.
behind it.
And that's the skill set. That's what I literally
Mm-hmm.
went to school for. So I should be able to do that
Mm-hmm.
at the very least.
Where did you study at?
Florida State University.
Florida State.
Go Noles.
Yeah. So, did you go in for musical theater?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you knew exactly was there like a play or something that you saw that like inspired you, saying that's what I'm gonna do?
That's the thing. It wasn't actually. It was a moment
Mm-hmm.
that said this is the thing. And again, I had discovered that there was a professional space that
Mm-hmm.
allowed me to pick up acting, which I loved first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
singing, which was like sort of naturally there, and I could continue to like work with and work around, and then movement and dance, which I always again loved, movement, dance, just transported by the ballet, and you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
watching it on public television, so on and so forth. So I'm 12 years old. I had been admitted to a glorious, glorious magnet school, charter school in my hometown, Chattanooga, the Chattanooga School for the Arts and Sciences,
Mm-hmm.
as a charter student, one of the first 100 admitted to the school, brand new school. And there, one of my concentrations was theater.
Okay.
Was theater. And so I began studying acting when I was 12 years old.
So you were already kind of on the path.
Yeah, it just,
Mm-hmm.
the opportunity presented itself and I was standing right there. It made all the sense in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And literally
It's just one thing led to the next.
literally walked through a door, shut it behind me, and did
And
not
just
look
kept
back,
going.
and just kept going. Right.
Nice.
So there's that, and it was a great program. The training in this program was so incredibly inventive and foundational. I had an incredible teacher. She taught me truly everything I know.
Mm-hmm.
Everything after that just built on this foundation that she just made sure was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we did things like we worked on our text, we worked on music and created music for the piece. If we wanted to, we would take these, well-known novels and like recreate them for our purposes for the stage, and then present to all of our,
Nice.
colleagues and teachers at, the big show, for a weekend or something like that. And we did things like work on the sets and work on the costumes and help design makeup. So it was very like cross-trained, which is
Right.
excellent for
It's like a
kids that
holistic-
age. Yes,
yeah.
it's a holistic approach, not so concentrated, but in a much more liberal.
Because I think, like for
way.
instance, in modeling,
Mm-hmm.
or even in music, you kind of have to see the whole picture
You must.
before you can actually focus on what it is that you do.
You must. And the genius of our program is that being students, all of us 12 or 13 years old, we needed that cross-training. We
Right.
needed that extra experience.
And to understand how things
work
Yeah.
so that you could truly collaborate.
Right.
Truly be, okay, she was actually making collaborators.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you chose to continue acting in your life or chose something else.
Nice.
So we're presenting I don't even remember what the play was, but I remember it was bows. And we had invited everybody in the school. They all came, My mom was there, my dad was there, teachers and all the things. And we're holding hands after we've done the play, and we're just breathless and full of artistic joy.
Yes.
And we're holding hands, and we're doing the upsweep, and we're taking our bows. And I just remember standing there holding the hands of my friends, but also my colleagues in this at 12 years old. And I was like, I'm so happy. I want to be this happy. Always.
That part.
This is
because it is something internal.
Yes.
That gets like almost lit.
Yep.
Yeah,
that was
turned
it.
on.
That was it. I was
nice.
Like, this is the thing. This is the thing that's going to make that alive, that make that bright, keep that bright in you. And it wasn't like receiving having people like her. It was holding the hands and you know what I mean, knowing we worked so hard and doing my part and looking out and seeing my parents and teachers and applause and all of it.
Yeah.
Not just one. The balance of it.
So who are your inspirations, meaning as actors, actresses? Who did you look up to?
Oh gosh, it's like runs the gamut, because again, I remember sitting in front of this is the best way to explain it. I remember sitting in front of the television as a wee one, watching public TV and like Masterpiece Theater or the ballet, the opera, orchestra, and just being transported by the experience. It was the live artness of it. It was the real time of it. And it was watching, like, for example, ballet, like watching bodies move through space in that way with no dialogue, which I thought was genius.
Something very powerful in dance.
Wonderfully powerful.
Because it's almost, they express words through their body.
They do express words, you know what I'm saying? But then you get to like, what name the Shakespeare presented by, name the Shakespeare Company for PBS. And I was like, oh my gosh, the words. And it was like, oh, it's like the most full and wonderful plate ever, And then you get to the music, like, the opera or even like Austin City Lights or something being presented. I was like, oh, this is the stuff. So it was that kind of energy. And then like, cartoons or pop music, just like always hearing these textures. It was more about that, like the content, than necessarily a person. Because I
because
responded.
I could understand that, because for me, Motown was a huge influence. Yeah, and just influence on how to comport oneself.
Oh goodness.
How to show up. How to perform. I mean, all of that stuff was all built into what we were basically conditioned to see. Now, what's going on now is completely different. And I kind of miss that, because the artists now are not developed in that way. Through etiquette and just grace.
It's a very different, and even if it's being done, maybe not in such large measure as one might have noticed in that time. Yeah,
because it was, and also I think that the artists then understood they were representing something so much greater.
Yeah. Far less in a silo.
Yeah.
You're part of a much
now everything is me, in the silo.
In the silo.
So, a day in the life of Montego Glover. When you're working, what is your day like? Because I know if I have something I have to do, like something important in the afternoon, it kind of colors my whole day.
Yes.
And everything else kind of falls by the wayside.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. So what is the day like for you?
It depends on the day. When I'm working on a play, I need to peak at curtain time. If it's a 2-show day, I need to peak by 2 p.m. on Wednesday and Saturday.
Right.
If it's not, I need to peak by 7 or 8 p.m. So everything in the day is scheduled around, but also not tossed off, because life around this particular project, whatever it is, still has to happen.
Right.
So for example, if I'm working on a play, I still get up in the morning, I still meet deadlines for the voiceover and all, work that I need to do for clients in voiceover and otherwise, and other media. And then it's, a very deep stretch. It's a vocal warm-up. If it's a, musical, and off to the theater on T-show day. And between shows, it's a rest. It's out the stage door to meet guests of the show, if anybody's there and would like to say hello or wants their playbill signed or anything like that. And then it's back inside, down for 15, 20 minutes, up, shower, redress, do it again.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a typical day. And on the dark day, I try to be sure to carve out a formidable chunk of time to be still and be quiet.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's that work to rest ratio.
What would you, because, of course you have a lot of kids that want to do this.
Yeah.
What would you give as a piece of advice for them on their downtime?
In your downtime, get your life stuff done. Get your life stuff done and schedule rest. Actually schedule playtime, schedule rest time in your downtime. That's what I would say. Yeah,
because usually it's the downtime that can destroy careers.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Because you start getting into other things that can distract.
Yeah. I feel like as an artist, I have my life in art, and then I have my life that is my life. Right. Those are actually separate things. Like church and state can be separate.
Yeah, sure.
Those are actually separate things. So when I am between projects, that is like basically unscheduled time that I get to carve and shape any way I want. And I always have a list of things I want to get done or I'm working on or goals I'm trying to reach. So there's never a dull moment. Okay. I have never, ever, ever, ever in my entire life said, I'm bored.
All right now.
Never. That's never, ever the case. There's always something I really want to do, I'm really working toward, or I started that process and I see the goal 6 months, a year away, so I'm working toward it.
So what are you working on now, presently?
Presently, I'm getting ready to start rehearsals for a play called Pen Pals. Okay. That's off Broadway at the DR2. A rotating cast of very fancy ladies. I'm thrilled to be invited, and so I've been invited to work on Pen Pals. I'm excited about that. And it's such a very different thing from the largeness of life that is Gypsy. You know what I mean? I love those things, like being able to mix it up. Gypsy was a musical. This is not. Okay. And I've never decided that I should only do one thing or only do musicals. Like I have always wanted to be sure that I was doing both things for the love of it, but also for the skill. Right. So that's
and also it makes you a viable actress.
It is a skill set. Yeah. You know what I mean? It is something that's like, we can.
Because you can easily transition onto film.
Yeah, we can do all of those things, right? Which you get the opportunity to do. So that is what I'm getting ready for right this minute. But there's always, projects in animation or in, VO, narration, so on and so forth, that I'm working on or, coming into the studio for clients.
Do you ever think of producing something, like writing your own play or piece and producing it?
No.
Oh, interesting.
No.
And why is that?
I think I want the opportunity to pick up all of these pieces of art and slip inside them. Nice. And what I have to say, I enjoy saying in how I craft a character or how she speaks. I also feel like there's more than enough of that for me to get my hands on. So I don't necessarily feel the need right now to create something for me. I actually feel like there's a ton for me.
Right. And it can keep you busy.
It'll keep me busy for a very, very long time.
Before you can get to that.
Yeah, maybe in my next lifetime, I will, scribe and stuff. And also realizing what your gift is. Like I don't necessarily write poetry or write scripts or sit down and compose music.
Right.
Not really. But I've held more and read more scripts and pieces of copy than I could possibly remember. If I had a half a nickel for the number over my career alone, I would be a very wealthy woman. Do you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, to answer your question, I know it's probably a little surprising, but that's not, it doesn't ring for me. It doesn't have like, it doesn't draw me.
Right.
In the way that like, my friend just wrote a script and he goes, I have a role for you in this. I wrote this for you. Please send it. Let's have it. You know what I mean?
Nice. Okay.
Or getting a call saying, hey, I'm working on this wonderful archival recording for, a foundation, name a musical foundation, and we'd love for you to have your voice on this song. Will you do it? Of course.
Nice.
That lets me create in the way that, you know what I mean? It feels like collaboration.
And what's great about it is that the diversity of it all.
Yes.
So you're not just one trick pony and you're like, I got to get off this ride and do something and write something else.
Right. I've never felt like that. Like
yeah.
I need to get the off ramp here so that I can write something for me so that I can. I've never felt voiceless. And I'm not saying people write things because they feel that way. I'm not saying that.
No, sure.
But I feel like I'm expressing.
What does success look like for you?
Balance. Work-life balance. Mental, emotional balance. Connection to community, working and personally. Family. The proper tether to family. And respect among my colleagues for the work that I do.
That's beautiful.
Receiving it and also being able to give it.
And this is the last question.
Okay.
What do you want your legacy to be? Yeah, I went there. Please do tell.
An example of a woman, of an artist, of a human who added rather than subtracted, who understood care and light. And joy.
And I have to add to that.
Okay.
You're going to be a beacon of light for those coming up behind you.
Thank you.
Because that's, I think that's so important. We are an example for so many, and many that we don't even know or see.
Yes.
So it is that thing walking in the room, right?
Yes. I think I've always been conscious of being part of a larger thing. Back to my training, like that very first foundational piece at 12, being part of a larger thing. And I think sometimes as I'm coming and going and working and doing, I forget that there are people who are watching my path to know how to begin. I'm not always aware of it because I feel like I'm among us. We're all doing the same thing, do you know what I mean? And so it's beautifully surprising. No, it's beautifully surprising.
And then also, sometimes when you're in it, you can't see where you are. You know what I mean?
You're like in this vast ocean.
Right,
like,
and
which ocean is this?
you don't realize the impact that you're making.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes years to look back on it and see it, and it's like, wow.
Yeah. Or for something to come from beyond. I mean, I worked on a piece called Memphis. That was 16 years ago?
Yes.
16 years ago. And I continue to get fan mail from all over the globe about that piece. I think I honestly didn't realize that it would sit with people and be with people from that point until the end of time. But that is actually what's happening. So I'm surprised sometimes when people recognize me from the show. Like, I'm not wearing my costume. I wonder how they know it's me. well, you know what I mean? They might have caught it. You know what I mean? Exactly. And so I'm delighted and it's beautiful, but I also feel so very much a part of the larger fabric that it doesn't, being seen individually, you know what I mean? It's like, oh yes, of course, yes, thank you, you know. It's a pleasant thing.
Thank you for just adding light to the world. No, really, you know, we need more light bearers.
Thank you.
You know, and thank you for coming out and doing this.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's wonderful.